Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Cardiff City World. Welcome. This is your instant reaction. I have literally, and I mean literally, walked in the door. I am starving, and was a bit of a struggle. Met some people though, that was cool. Met a few different people. I'm gonna tell you straight up, right? This is gonna be short, short and sharp. I had a day. I gotta say, a real day. I thought overall, like big picture, I thought first half, Cardiff a bit slow to start, but once they settled in, I thought they were really decent. Second half, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Callum Chambers, to be honest with you. Like, I have worries about him severely. I also thought we played into their hands. Swindon tried to bully us in the second half physically, and I thought we dealt with that side of it all right. But we just played into their hands. Once they got that goal, they were always going to try and press because they were within one goal. So, excuse me, sorry. So like, I just felt like we should have probably gone a bit more like direct and just not play into their hands so much. But fair play. I thought it's really fascinating where I sit watching Brian Barry Murphy like really coaching, and he got into David Turnbull early on after about 5 or 10 minutes and was telling him, you've got to move off the ball. And then after that, Turnbull came into the game much more. His movement off the ball improved. But the first half was good. First 15 minutes of the second half was up until the Swindon goal. I thought it was pretty good and we looked pretty comfortable. After that, it was a bit more difficult than it should have been. I really thought, we had chances and we just hit them straight in the keeper second half. But yeah, I thought Joe Bagan was outstanding tonight. He might have given the ball away here and there or whatever, but I thought he was just very, very good, and he was at the heart of a lot of the good stuff we did. Keane Ashford off the right is so much better. I thought Isaac Davis looked really sharp and really just a danger all the time. Obviously, he's tired as it going on, and he's got to get back to full fitness and stuff. But I thought he generally was very good, and he thought he was a threat. They just didn't seem to want to give it any free kicks. And by the way, that number 10 of Swindon, Smith, was it? He is a fucking unit, mate. Jesus Christ, he is a big boy. So fair play. Like, I thought when he went up against Fish, I thought Fish did okay against him. Chambers did struggle with him a little bit. And at one point, they kept playing it into the channel to him, and we just looked like he was going to rip us apart. And then Ronan Capacchio, I thought, had a really mixed game. I thought he was very, very good at certain points and then struggled at other points. I thought Ruben was really, really good, and then he just tired. But I tell you what you notice, and I don't think it'll come. I'll be interested when I watch it back if it comes across how much sprinting Ruben Colwell does. No wonder he gets tired, because he leads everything in the press, and there was some good, there's some bad. It's getting there. It is getting there with regards to how he wants to play, and I think eventually it'll click. We should have won more comfortably. We have to find a way to be able to defend against teams that go direct against us. We're going to face that a lot, and I just don't understand why we're not bringing in a defender who can just deal with that. We should have been out of sight, as Matthew says there. Should have been out of sight by 60 minutes. Unfortunately, a mistake gives them a goal, and what happens? It gives them hope, it gives them fight, and it gives them something to go for. They were within one goal. Jesper Darlin not playing is puzzling to me, because I thought he looked all right when he came on against Peterborough. Would assume by that. I think someone did say to me this morning that you might see a couple of players leaving, which might surprise. So I don't know whether that was in reference to him, but I couldn't see Jonathan, so I did try and have a look in the director's box, but I couldn't really see. And I was kind of. Glenn just said he's leaving. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They were looking for. They were looking for. They were looking for potential buyers earlier in the summer, and they couldn't get one. I have to think they're bringing in a centre back. I have to think that they're going to bring someone in because, like he's been saying, Callum Chambers is a worry. Fish, I thought was good. The diagonal balls, yeah, Josh, I tend to agree with you, mate. But do you know who we could have done with? And people won't like this. McAnish won't like this, especially if he's in the chat. Do you know who we could have done with against Port Vale and against their Swindon second half against that big unit? Is Grant Hanley, someone who's just fucking big and experienced and just batter it, Josh says positives. Kipaki was excellent going forward. Ruben again, so impressive. Yeah, I'll tell you what, a couple of things, right, which really pleased me tonight. First half, the amount of running, as I said, the amount of running that Ruben does, sprinting is first 15 minutes, he had sprinted more than any other player. Leads the press. Every time he gets the ball, he looks dangerous. But apart from a wonderful free kick, I said to Lakey, who sat in front of me, I said, wouldn't it be great for Ruben now if he bangs us in the top corner? 2 free kicks in the first couple of games will really build his confidence. And he banged it in, and I was like, why wasn't he taking free kicks last year? But anyway, that was good. Keane Ashford on the right is good. I thought our crossing was good, but on the whole, there was 1 or 2. But generally, Isaac and Keane's and Kapaki big, and their crossing was good. Our corners were very good. That was encouraging. Our delivery from set pieces was very good, and we looked dangerous, and we haven't for so long. Martin says, really rate Fish. He has a lot of potential and needs regular game time. I do too, mate. I think he, I think out of all our centre-backs, he's the most natural out-and-out defender. I think he's almost a bit too old school for the modern game in some ways, because he's so good at defending, but he's decent on the ball. He come through the Man United Academy, he's not a donkey. Echo gave Fish 5 out of 10. Kyle said that is insane. If they gave him 5, I hate to think what they gave Chambers, because I thought Chambers was quite poor. All right on the ball, and him bringing the ball out of defense is definitely a benefit when he dribbles into if he's got space in front of him, he will drive into space. Roger says Fish was my man of the match. Yeah, Lewis says Willock looked better tonight. I thought he worked hard. He was on my side, and yeah, I thought Willock worked hard. I don't mind him coming on for little cameos like that. The one thing I'll say about Willock is he does seem to really like Brian Barry Murphy. And when Brian Barry Murphy, the 2 home games I've been to this season, Peterborough and tonight, when he came on, the manager gave him real clear instructions about helping Bagan out, making himself available and getting in behind. And he did it. He seems to really buy into what the manager's doing. Yeah, I just thought we looked better in the wide areas today. I thought, Wintle, I think, does some good stuff. And then sometimes I get a bit frustrated that he doesn't, he goes backwards. But then equally, he got frustrated at times because we were going backwards and looking after the ball. I don't mind that, though. Sometimes you need to go backwards to go forwards to shift teams around. But, yeah, look, I don't want to make this all about slagging Callum Chambers off, because I did think he did some good things on the ball. But it wasn't a pretty day for him. But then again, defending against that number 10 was not easy. He was I cannot emphasize it. I don't know if it came across on the TV. Obviously, people who were at the game will know, but he was a big, big guy. Yeah. So very quickly, because I'm not going to do a player ratings video on it. Just off the top of my head, instant reaction because I'm in a lot of pain. I was really happy with Trot. I really think Trot. I thought I was comfortable with him when he had the ball. His distribution, he knew when to go long and short and stuff, so I was happy with that. Bagan, so I would give Trot like a 7 out of 10 probably. Bagan, I'd probably give an 8. Chambers, 5. Fish, I'd give a 7.5. And I haven't had time to rewatch it, so I'm going on my memory, which we all know is not great. Kapakia had such a mixed game, but going forward, he's dangerous. I'd give him like a 6.5. Wintle, I give a 6. Ruben, and 7.5, 8. Turnbull, I'd give a 7, maybe even a 7.5. I thought he was quite good. Isaac, I'd give a 7. Kean, I'd give a 7.5. Robinson, he did work hard, Callum Robinson, tonight. And he tried to get in behind. But yeah, it's a difficult one. I'd rather have Yusuf up front. But so Josh says, I'm not having Win or Simon. The guy doesn't turn on the ball at all, invites pressure. Him and Chambers in centre really stops this team from getting to another level, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, mate. I really think if we had a dynamic number 6, like, I don't want to say it again, but like a Darko Gabby, I think that changes the whole dynamic of the side. But I accept we need some physical players. Like, we need a really physical centre back, I think. I would be against Chambers in the number 6. I thought he did a good job there last year. I just don't see. I just don't see how he can stay in the centre back position all season. But he's the captain, so it's going to be difficult. Martin says he never got his body square into position to tackle the number 20 for their goal. He was so square on. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, was it? Yeah, we should have scored. We should have scored several, finishing and some other bits and pieces. Josh says Wintle stiff, sideways, backwards. Could count a number of forward passes on one hand. We really need to go get a better or slot Chambers in there. Not against Chambers being in there because I think he gives you a bit of physicality. Yeah, I agree with that, Dan. Alex Robertson will thrive in the system. I absolutely agree because we get playing a single pivot with 2 8s. He will thrive. And I actually think if you put like a Chambers as a single pivot, and then you have Robertson and Colwell, for instance, I think they'll do bits. Like, I really do. Ruben's getting used to this system now, playing as an 8, and I really like it. It was interesting watching the manager. Like, he was very keen for him to squeeze up. Paul says, "What's your thoughts on Davis tonight?" I thought he was poor first half. I disagree. I thought he was a constant threat. I thought he worked hard, and I also thought he was unlucky not to get a foul a few times, and he earned a couple in the second half. His pressing and his defensive work make him, in my opinion, a better option. I think he's the best option, unless you're going to play Tanner off the left, which I wish we would. I'd love to see Isaac and Tanner be our left wingers choices, and then Ashford. A little bit disappointed we didn't see some of the youngsters, but ultimately that was a tough physical game, and I think it's a bit harsh. Robertson is a 6. Oof. I mean, he's got the aggression. I just don't know if he's got his. And he's got the aggression. He's got the reading of the game. I'm just not sure if he's got the temperament for it. It's a fly doing my nutting. Just one singular fly. Absolutely driving me insane. And yeah, I think a new winger will be a good start. like to give Joel Bagan a bit of competition. Like, even though I thought Joel was I really thought he was excellent tonight, and people give him a lot. They give him a lot of criticism, and I think generally Joel Bagan is like a steady sort of 6.5, 7 out of 10 every week. But then I see him perform like that, and he really offered something like going forward. His passing as well, that's up to the left wingers. It's yeah, I do absolutely want to batter it. It's deal my name. Hugh says, keeper scare the shit out of me. See, he didn't scare me as much tonight as he did against Port Vale. I thought he looked pretty comfortable. They're always going to encourage the press because that's what they've been coached to do. And I liked that we switched and went long then when we found out that it was, well, yeah, we kind of invited pressure. And that was, I thought we switched to a more direct long ball sort of thing. And I think we should have switched to that earlier because we were just inviting pressure. They had a bit of hope and a bit of wind in their sails. So they were pressing in 5s and 6s. Just go over it and let Salic and Ruben fight for the headers just to take the pressure off. But we just invited that pressure all the time. And you're going to get caught out at some point by that. You just are. And I thought you've got to learn, you've got to manage the game. And then after they sort of lost a bit of steam, then keep hold of the ball. One of the things that worries me about Cardiff is when we're confident and we move the ball quick, we look really dangerous. And you can see the patterns that they've been working on and the rotations and the way they move the ball and the runners. There's a lot of third man runners and stuff like that. I love to see that. But as soon as we can see the goal or we lose a bit of confidence and the other team gets a bit of momentum, you have the Chambers and Fish and that, they want to take like 3-4 touches, and the midfield Wintle, they want to take 3-4 touches. But every time we move the ball off sort of 2, maybe 3 touches, we are much, much better. And I think that's got to be the message to the players. Keep moving the ball quickly. Overall, I thought Cardiff, we should have been out of sight. Martin there says Joel Cole will be demanding a starting spot. His attitude is spot on. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see the Colwells playing together, I got to say. I think they both give us something. Maybe we see the Colwell brothers with Alex Robertson at number 6. Who knows? I think I would like to see some signings in to support the manager, because I think I watched this manager and I watched this team and I can genuinely see what he's trying to do. I can see the things that they're working on in the week. I can't remember the last time I saw that. Like Cardiff, the amount of times I thought we looked uncoached. Like I can genuinely see what they're working on day to day. And I think it'll click. But what I would like to see is I would like to see the manager backed by the board and the club and go and really get like some quality players to back him up. Like, mate, Ian Holloway, he made my night. Martin says Holloway really got him going in the second half. He demanded more physical approach, wanted it direct, quick counter-attacks. Yeah, he was going nuts, mate. Absolutely nuts on the sideline. It was so funny. He started arguing with fans as well, and I was like right behind him. So it was great. I loved it. The people watching of him was insane. Just trying to see what Josh was saying too. Josh says Isaac would offer more threat in centre forward than wide in this system. If we're not playing long out there, press, then we certainly need to consider it. Robinson can't get in behind or hold it up. Yeah, I think Isaac would be a better choice as the sort of backup centre forward, but I'm not a massive fan of Robinson off the left either. Yeah, the little triangles were good, and I thought we should have been out of sight, like I said, and I thought we were good. But again, I will say, I thought we dealt with the physical stuff better tonight. On the whole, I wouldn't say completely, but on the whole, I thought we were a lot better, like with the physical stuff. But I don't really know what Callum Chambers was doing for the goal. There was another thing as well, whereby, and I haven't seen it back, so I'd have to watch it back. But apart from the fact that he loses the ball and whatnot, any chance someone could tell me, but was Chambers playing like, wasn't he like 5 yards behind everyone else? So Kyle says, I'm going to say something controversial. BBM football doesn't suit Salic. I think it does. I think the one thing that Salic has been surprised by is how physical League One is compared to the Championship. Like, he's got the absolute shit kicked out of him in the first couple of games. I think coming off the bench would have just helped. But yeah, I got to say, I'm enjoying this manager, Martin. There, like BBM. As soon as you get 3-on-3, you can hear him shout and play. As soon as they've got the ball in their half, he's telling them to squeeze, and it's all triggered by Ruben's sprints. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's one of them, isn't it? Right, guys. I know it's only been 20 minutes, but we got all sorts of content tomorrow, and loads of content coming out over the next 2 days, like a silly amount. I would like to ask you all a favor. If you can all go and subscribe to Football World by Ace Podcast Nation, really appreciate it. Going to be just doing some content and some non-City stuff over there. But those early subscriptions will really help as we're building it up from scratch. Appreciate you all, guys. Thank you so much. I am in pain. We'll have a proper deep dive tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow morning with 5 things we've learned. Play Callum Chambers is number 6. I think he'll be one of them. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Like Robinson, I feel for him in some ways, but it is what it is. Right, you look after yourselves. To everyone who came up and said hello and everything tonight, thank you so much. Really appreciate your kind words. Really appreciate you saying hello. Always a pleasure to meet you guys. Yeah, short one. I am sore. So see you in the morning for 5 things. Is it, boys? Maybe I'll do a live. Yeah, maybe not. In a bit.